Hello, hello! Back on a Tuesday evening, the Rising Stars Season 3, Round 2, here we go! And Evening River grooving already to the beats in the intro. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, let's go. Rising Stars. Round 2, still in the Ford Focus ST, little FF car here for Rising Stars Season 3 Part 1. So we have 8 rounds in total. The first 4 rounds will be in this lovely little Ford Focus. And in races 5 to 8 we will switch to the Ford Focus Group B rally car. So all Ford, all Focus, but definitely different machines for the series. And yeah, last week we had the season opener at the Watkins Glen short course. Some interesting racing, many penalties. I don't expect that many penalties today here at the Grand Valley South reverse layout. But a different challenge for that one. The first sector, turn 1 and 2, tunnel the left-hander, and then the end of the tunnel the sharp left-hander. The weight transfer very crucial in this car, so wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of spins, crashes through that tricky section. The rest, it's quite a fun combination. Slower parts, then the end of the first sector heading into the middle sector, twisty a little bit, and then the end with more of a power section uphill, and then the long start finish straight. We should see a couple of overtaking opportunities on this track, and take the river, have fun and focus. But a push. So yeah. I was actually watching a bloopers video I did, I think somewhere last year. We had the sprint series running here in the Alfa Romeo Giulia GTM car, and there were so many off tracks and spins and crashes. So everyone said, like, after the race, Jaeger, you have to do a bloopers video. And yeah, was like, what was going on? We did that race in the regular layout and also in reverse, and yeah, so many spins, like from basically all drivers. We had Sonic, we had Shelty, we had Richie, I was driving, we had CLR OGs like Speedy was in there, we had End Station Gaming, Ghost, Yupe was in there, Inferno, everyone basically had some issues there. It was quite funny to rewatch that. And it was like everyone agreed we should never ever do that combination, that Alfa Romeo Giulia at the Grand Valley South layouts. Not so sure about that. Tess, what time? Race in 15 minutes time roughly. So we will be starting qualifying 10-minute session. Just only one minute, and then we have the 10-minute qualifying, and then 15 past we will get that race started. So if you make it until then, you can join, of course. We also had like Trelenzi, who was like, he probably cannot make the qualifying, so I will have to set the grid manually. It's okay. Yeah, that reverse, I think it has a nice flow if you like leave out that first bit in road cars. That is definitely a bit tricky. Not gonna lie, but the rest it feels like it has a bit of a better flow as the normal layout as well. So alright, yeah, all cool. So I see if you join, then there's of course a spot for you, Taz. All right. So then, without any further ado, I will get my stuff on the overlay side of things, and then let's go. 10-minute qualifying session starting now. Did a little bit of a practice run, so my best was a low 1 minute 17, but I'm pretty much washed nowadays with the racing, so I have no clue. It felt at times quite slow, but then again, probably you have to take into account that it's a road car. We have sport soft tires. We will see, so couch racing should be the favorite again for this one here. Told me yesterday that he did a couple of laps, definitely. So I think the outlap is quite nice because you don't carry that much speed coming out of the pits. But then the rest, we will see. Because Couch definitely one to watch. He won the season opener at the Watkins Clan. Short layout. So this part is actually quite nice in this car. That slow hairpin, and then the next bit is basically flat until the final turn, but has a nice flow to it. And yeah, definitely some time here for the drivers to set their lap times. Still waiting a little bit. So then we'll go on board with Couch, I think, starting that lap now. So we see that tricky first part, so you cannot go flat through that kink. But down to fourth, maybe keep it straight. Ooh, nearly third gear. Then keep it tight to the apex. That looked smooth, carried some good speed. I think more than I did through that turn. Then you have to be patient. The run's too deep. That's not the line you want to go. You want to open up that corner for the run downhill. So not the best lap to start with. 200 brought on to the brakes. Taking a wide line. Okay, for Couch early onto the power. Second, third, that is a little lip for Couch. Should be flat usually if you take the correct corner entry. And now this one, keep it close to the sand, but don't touch the sand. And then we run uphill somewhere, I don't know, 120 maybe, just before the 100. Brake and focus on the exit early on the power. Don't run too wide onto the sand, you will get a penalty. But that looked like a nice line so far, and then it's the run towards the finish line. Should be a 118 maybe? 119. Right, so I don't feel that bad with my 117 low. Yeah, actually with a 17.6. With that Evoke with a nice one, 17.6 as well. Currently P2 captain in third, and oops, someone goes sideways already. that will happen a couple of times. Pretty sure if you lose that rear, that car is a goner. So which with that massive slide and smoking tires. Here's the first three. We have Dashi, the captain Couch, than in P5, and no, he can do better. Devo with a 17.2. Here we go. That's more the lap times. I expect maybe a high 16 incoming. We'll stay with Couch. There should be a big improvement. We have the delta. Well, I have it on the right hand side, 2 seconds up already, 2.7 seconds, so that could be a 16 incoming for Couch. 16.5. Okay, here we go. Not even a high 16, a mid 16. So that sets the record straight. Again, so if you can keep the momentum, carry the speed, you definitely get some quality laps out of it. So Couch, Devo, Odashi, the top 3. Currently, Evok didn't improve on that second lap. What about Captain? There was traffic in front. Vivo records a lap time on the leaderboards. It's P6 currently. We have a look at the blue car. Finished P2, P3 I think. Yeah, Devo finished second, Captain third, round number 1, and is improving. You're roughly half a second. We'll get them into the 1 minute 17s. Then there was plenty of room on the outside. Didn't take probably the possible exit speed. You can run very wide, but just not over that wide line. 17.8 for Captain. We had Vivo in P6, 18.6. I see that looks like a better run, used more of the track. And let's see if this is an improvement. 17, 18.2, yeah, a little bit. What about Ovic at 19.2 currently? That looks like a much better lap. Half a second, 6/10 up. That with just under 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session, so 3 laps, I think, still possible for the drivers. And we'll stay with Ovic for that middle sector. Nice tidy line, still up by roughly 6/10. Stu improved up to P6, and then let's wait for Ovic. Oh, he lifts midway through the turn. Probably should use a bit of a wider entry and then stay on the power for the apex to get the round to the line. No, it's tempting to get onto the power early. Still an improvement, 18.6 for Ovic. So Couch with a penalty. But try to improve that 16.5. Devo a 17.2. Oh, that is too wide. That is a penalty. So if you see the dust, that's no good. And here we go, half a second for Devo. Dashi currently third, 4/10. Oh, cross that sand to see if this is okay. Would be up on his personal best so far, 1/10. And so that looked like a smooth run. Yeah, left himself a little bit of a space on the exit. Didn't run too wide. Let's see a slight improvement incoming. 17.3, getting closer to Devo. So it looks like Captain is done with the qualifying. So is Ovic. So we have the 2 TCR drivers, Vivo and Stu, in P7 and P6. They will get still 1.5 minutes to go. So could just be 2 more laps. 17.8 for Vivo. And Stu with a 0.9 currently doesn't improve. Well, let's wait. Devo with an out lap, alright. Couch said that's enough for qualifying. 16.5, that was a smashing lap. Can Dashi improve on that? 17.3, drifts it through that final turn. That costs him a little bit of speed, but gets a better angle for the run out of the final turn. I don't have any sector split times, so can't really tell you if this was fast or not. Apparently not that fast. Evoke finished the qualifying as well, so we just have 3 drivers out on track. Vivo, Dashi and Devo. Final 30 seconds with a little bit of an overrun, so if you cross the line in time, you will have time for 1 more timed lap. And this could get close for Vivo. He just makes it and can do another lap. 17.8 improved. It's mighty close between Captain and Vivo, and Vivo said that's also my qualifying done. No improvement happening. So Devo versus Dashi. Devo finished that qualifying session. Dashi on that final lap, so can he move up into the front row? Doesn't need much. Bit more than a 10th. And he gets the run. 16, 17, no. Oh. Improved, but not enough to get past Devo. So that's the qualifying then done. We'll just wait for the timer to finish, and then we have our little graphics incoming. So that Couch Racing taking pole, Devo P2, second row will be Dashi and Evoke, then Captain and Vivo, Stu and Ovich P7 and P8. So just wait for our graphics, the result to appear. Take a screenshot as well, just in case I set that grid manually. Some chat somewhere, I can post that. Right. So let's say we have a, let's say 2 minutes. I see someone joining, so this means I can set that grid order manually. All right. As joining as well, so we have 10 drivers. Nice to see. Good one. Ooh, Dashi, yeah. Look at me, I'm on the tally. So okay, so I have to end the race, right? Or I need to do that. Couch was in P8. Yeah, I saw that as well. Definitely. He actually said yesterday it's considering about not qualifying because of turn number 1 and 2. Oh, you not sure about that anymore. So then we'll set the grid order manually and then get this race started. Round 2, it will be 30 minutes. And Trulency and Taz, without any warm-up or practice, going in very cold. I think they get like 1 or 2 minutes before we actually start. So come on, take in Taz. Yeah, it just needs to find that car. Alright, that looks good. So, we changed the grid. Oh, everyone said Couch is starting last, okay. Oh, I don't think he will agree with that, so Couch 1, Devo 2nd, and Dashi in 3rd. We had Ewok in 4th position. Then it is Captain and Vivo. With Stu and Ovich. And then it was Trulency joined before Taz, so Taz will be starting E10. Right, so the grid is set. Starting soon. Everything will be fine. Dashi, you are 3rd. It's all good. It is all good. So we go back to the full screen mode and get ready for the race. So have a good race. Good luck, everybody. And then T1, T2 on lap 1. What can go wrong? Well, I say we shall see in probably less than 30 seconds. Alright, here we go. I'm ready. Drivers, ready. Let's go. Round 2, 30 minutes. Sports, soft tires. No scheduled pit stop. At least so sports soft tires will last. We will see somewhere towards the end. So, a bit more understeer. No, and I'm having my finger pressed on the stage replay. There we go. Couch and Devo front row start for the 2 championship leaders. And we see the red lights. And now it's go, go, go. We're off the line. Someone had a bad start. I think that was Ewok. And tough luck for the TCR driver behind. Crashed into the red car. So Couch P1 the first time through that kink is no problem. Then we are braking for the first turn. A bit wide for some of the drivers. Let's see. Everyone is staying on the track. Well done, people. So Vivo was that unlucky driver who had contact with Ewok, the red car. It was and already under pressure. We're going downhill into the braking zone. Bit of a lag happening there. That Trulency a bit laggy by the looks. Taz in 7th. Ooh, flying, jumping over those cones. Again, a bit of desync probably in that lobby, but what a way to start that race, Taz. Literally flying, so Couch Racing kept that lead 6/10, make it nearly a second coming off, but runs wide. That might be a penalty for Couch on that first lap. We'll see. If you see dust, it's usually a penalty. Oh, he got away with that. Lucky Couch. They was like enough for the first time under race pace. Through the tunnel we go. Maybe still cold tires. We'll see. Take it easy. Don't get that car into a slide. Top 3. No drama about the looks. Captain versus Stu. Oh, and there was contact inside outside, and we see a couple of drivers piling into the barrier. So unlucky moment. Vivo still doing the TCR thing, waiting. That is nice, but this was like the risk with that race. So we'll go to the replay mode and see what happened. Oh yeah, Stu just out-draked himself, and then we see a couple of other cars TAS into the wall as well. So a bit of drama on that first lap. Oh, which in 6th. Let's sort that grid, shall we? Couch Racing leading with a second, Devo. Then in P2, Dashi third, the top 3 with a gap. Trulenzi up to P4 after starting P9. Evok then 5th, Ovic 6th. Then we have the gap to the cars that had an incident. T2, Taz in 7th. Captain with the comeback drive needed now in P8. Vivo and Stu, the 2 TCR drivers, in P9 and P10. And I saw a little bit of dust kicking off, but it was okay, I think. So next time into the braking zone, top 3, no drama. Trulenzi kept it clean, Evok as well. Ovic, Taz, captain with a good run, closing that gap to Taz. Vivo and Stu. Oh, Stu had a bit of an issue coming out of that braking zone onto the gravel. It's still a long way to go, 26 minutes. We just keep your head in it and drive, and other drivers will probably make some mistakes too at this tricky first sector. So gap between Couch and Vivo 1.5, so Couch running away out the slipstream range. A bit of a similar theme we had at Watkins Glen as well, where Couch opened up that gap early and then managed the gap towards the end. It got closer. The top 3 have no drama. What about Evok? Keeps the car stable through the tunnel. Oh, Ovic with a lost that rear, crashed into the wall and needs to get that car going. Taz with a spin as well in sympathy, because why not? So that if that rear goes, it goes. Sorry Taz, but we have to look at it. I think from that chase cam we see that just wants to turn left, even if you're not turning left. And just like that, we have Vivo and Taz really close in P9 and P10. That's Taz and Stu. Sorry, Vivo in 8th, closed that gap to Captain in P7, who is right behind Ovic. Oh, this could be an interesting run towards the final turn. The Captain goes a little bit deep, uses an alternative line, tries to focus maybe with the run. The exit closes that gap, now under half a second. Will he get that run? Though it's a long straight, but then again, you don't want to be too close, maybe, through that tunnel. And take it easy with the braking. So Ovic this time early off the throttle. Brake in, taking it easy, drifts that car away a little bit, but keeps a nice steady line. Then understeers a little bit too much, and defends the inside. Nearly understeers into the barrier on the exit, but keeps that position for now. Downhill we go into the hairpin. Again, didn't get that apex, but is early on the power again. 3rd gear, no lift this time, carries the speed, and now it's just powering all the way uphill. If you lift, you lose too much time. You need to nail those apexes. Uphill we go, and Ovic holds that position. We see Vivo looking for an alternative line. And final turn again. Ovic with a narrow line compared to the drivers behind, but this time nails it. gets a way better exit than Captain and Vivo right behind, probably going for a little bit of a bump before the tunnel, yeah, and then taking it easy. Again, lift, car control, weight control, and Ovic struggles, loses it, goes deep. Way too deep. Can he bring it back? It's side by side between Ovic and Captain. No, Ovic just behind and taps Captain. Captain could avoid that spin. Ovic's car was out of control, so we'll have a look at this once again. Okay, this was a bit too late, so we go to a bit of a longer replay. Yeah, just came across Ovic's nose, but good thing they're still going. Ovic, Captain and Vivo still close in the mid-pack, then Trulenzi and Evoke P4, P5 also not that far separated. P4, P5 less than half a second. Lap 7 once again into the tunnel. Keep that car straight. Oh, nearly understeered into the wall and brakes too late. And says hello to the dust. And that is now easier said than done. But yeah, if you're too late on the brakes, you will regret it. Atashi in P3, but 5 seconds that gap already to Devo. And Devo with a penalty and nearly 3 seconds that gap to Couch. So Couch again will be time trialing this thing at a 16.6 on lap pace during race pace. That lap time is pretty solid, close to that qualifying lap. Devo had a good final sector. Couch with that little bit of a drift. 17.2 personal best for Devo incoming, maybe 1:17.1, but needs to serve that penalty now. So Dashi in third, Trulenzi fourth, Evoke with a penalty as well in P5. Then we have Vivo and Captain P6 and P7. Stu in eighth with a penalty. Taz also with a penalty, and Ovic had an off track somewhere. Down to P10 is still like in striking distance, just 1.5 seconds behind, and we'll see his run through the tricky tunnel. Again, keeping it safe this time. Early still misses the apex slightly. Stuck in between second and third gear for those turns. I wasn't also that sure. Usually with an FF car you should aim for that higher gear. Ooh, hello, Barry. Touch that a little bit. So yeah, I think third gear is the better option to avoid that wheel spin. But you have a little bit more understeer, I think. So it was also torn between second and third for some of the turns. And that battle seems to be continuing. Captain and Vivo with a penalty for Captain. He will lose a bit more time, and Vivo should get the run now, had a better run out of the final turn. Vivo, after his off track, now takes it easy in 5th position. Trulenzi, let's have a look at the lap time. 17s with a 18.0, and Dashi with some 18s currently on right pace, so it looks like Trulenzi with a bit more pace currently. And oh, something happened to Couch. We have Devo right behind. Oh, that's a perfect opportunity for some onboard action coming out of the final turn. Good run for Devo, and Couch should still keep that position. 3/10 should be enough. Now let's see the run through turn number 1. Early off throttle. Narrow line for Devo, and Couch with the wide line nearly touches the sand on the outside, but brings it back again. We see Devo in between second and third gear for those turns. It looks like Couch with a smoother run. Oh, this was penalty zone, but he just keeps it, so the penalty zone not too bad, but it looks downhill into a braking zone. Don't lose that much time, but it's still Devo all over Couch Racing spec. Now we go uphill section and should get a little bit of a draft, maybe. Good run for the TCR driver. Couch Racing going defensive. Just for a brief moment, braking late. Was it too late? He understeers a little bit, misses the apex, could compromise that exit. Devo again with a better run this time, gains a tenth already. Is now 2 tenths behind, under 2 tenths. He's close. He's going for the safe thing, maybe scared Couch Racer into a mistake, but he carries so much more speed through that left bit and understeers a little bit. The same for Devo this time. Got a little bit scared, I think, with the momentum they got, so battle for P1 and 2 a second. Currently Dashi still in third, getting into groove. 17s now for the American driver. Trolenzi as well running 17s and 18s, something in between them in P4. Ewok then fifth, a bit by himself currently with the gap. The captain suddenly a 5-second gap in P6 to Vivo, who had a 25, so a spin somewhere on lap number 10. Ovic up to P8 again. Stu and Tess struggling with the car. Oh, jumping over that cone a little bit. Tess with a little bit of front aero damage, so it looks like he had said hello to the wall in the tunnel. But yeah, it's like if you push it too much and overdrive that car, it looks so. Tess trying to get into a groove somehow. It's still 50 minutes to go, so halfway through that race, and still with nearly 5 seconds that gap to Ovic. Ovic just a second roughly the gap to Vivo in P7, so with some nice solid laps for Ovic to get closer to Vivo in P7. What about the front battle? Roughly a second still between Couch Racing and Devo. Also Dashi with a personal best last time around, 17.5 into the groove now, but it looks keeping that gap at roughly 5 to 6 seconds to P2. Trolenzi in fourth. Ewok captain, so gaps a bit bigger now at this stage. So I think we go with the front battle. That's the closest on track currently. And again, it looks like Devo had a good run coming out of that final turn. Stays within slipstream range that second, so not an easy drive for Couch Racing this time. He feels the pressure, but gets a solid run into the braking zone for turn number 2, and was look at that commitment, half a second gained, just carrying more speed through that first turn and then keeping that car stable, braking for turn number 2. And this is where you gain so much time in a car, so it could be a potential new purple lap incoming. This is a massive run so far for the German driver. We'll wait for the next sector split time. Should be at least close, I think, to that. A tenth, 1.5 tenth, something like that. So definitely looking for another 1 minute 16, maybe a 0.8 happening for Couch. Devo with again a good final sector. not letting Couch run away, but 1 second up to 2 seconds roughly. 16.9 this time. Devo with a 17.8. And Dashi with a bit of a slower lap by the looks. A 10th slower than his personal best. And Trelenzi is flying. Putting in some great lap times. 17.2, closing that gap. Under 3 seconds to the American driver. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle, but keeps that car stable. Evoque with a penalty, but the gap is still big enough to captain in P6. Ivo Renovic still kinda close. Less than 2 seconds between P7 and P8. Next run through the tunnel, this time very, very solid. No drama at the end of the tunnel, but drifting that car a little bit, going sideways. It looks fun, but it's not the quickest way around. Here's Stu in a 9th position, roughly 4 seconds that gap to Ovic with under 12 minutes to go. And Tess, 18.2 fastest lap so far, the personal best. Come on Tess, 17 is doable. You can do it. And Couch now found second gear, opening up that gap to Devo, 2.5 seconds now, I think. Devo very consistent lap times, all in the 17s, and we see Couch like with 17 16s, and he had a 1 minute 21 on lap number 9. This is where he lost like most of the time since then, got back into the 17s and 16s. Well, you see, even for the front runners, there's always that one lap where you can make that mistake and lose 3-4 seconds quite easily. So even if it looks like it's a big gap with 2.5 seconds, yeah, wait. But and we also have some interesting development. Trelenzi with a good run closed that gap even further. So it's 2.3 currently to Dashi, and another good lap for Trelenzi, 17.6, Dashi 18.0, so gained 4/10 that lap. Oh, a bit too wide. That could cost Dashi P3. He hand brakes it onto the gravel, needs to get that car going, and through goes Trelenzi into P3. So that tap onto the wall, that was the reason he couldn't get that car stopped in the end, because he was probably like boom onto the brakes but didn't slow down enough, and then he tried everything with the handbrake to avoid that fatal spin or the crash into the barrier. So now he has some work to do if he wants to catch Trelenzi in P3. I think Trelenzi struggled a little bit through the S's. Better run for Dashi. Uphill also, you don't want to lose that momentum. Okay, that might be just lag, but this looked very wide for Dashi. Is it a penalty? Yeah, I'm afraid it was. But still, it gets a good run. I think Trelenzi hit the wall somewhere. Just a second. Oh, Dashi is pushing, and that's the line you want to take. Again, stuck in between second and third gear. Second gear a bit aggressive. I think keeping it in third is a bit better, smoother. Also, Trelenzi had a penalty, so that is good news for Dashi, definitely. Now, can he find a way? So Trelenzi teleporting from left to right. That looks like a a weak internet connection today for Trelawney. Oh, I have to ask, they're running on a mobile connection maybe? That looks like hard to judge for racing. Let's see if Dashi can keep it clean. This time a better run, no penalty. And 6/10, and that gap is coming down half a second roughly when they enter the tunnel, even less. Again, 7.5 minutes to go. Still some time left here racing, and T1, T2, especially T2 is the corner where you can easily make a mistake. So the Couch again in somewhat a management mode, 2.5 seconds, keeping that gap steady. Devo doing the same lap times now. The Trelawney versus Dashi, we'll keep an eye on that later because just go through the grid. So Ewok lonely race in P5, but I think he will be happy with P5. The captain in 6th position, 14 seconds the gap. Go to Ewok. Vivo could free himself a little bit and got closer to captain as well. Ovic in 8th. Stu not too far behind, 1.3 seconds in P9, and Taz was getting closer to that 1:17, had a 1:27, so a fatal crash again somewhere. And Devo trying to get closer to Couch, had a good run. So gained 2/10 roughly. On Couch we see some dust still, and we have a look at Trelawney and Dashi. Still roughly a second, and approaching the final stages of round number 2 in the Rising Stars Series Season 3 here at the Grand Valley South reverse layout. We have a battle for P3 and P4, and I think P8, P9 here. So Ovic lost that position to Stu for now. But he's very much in it. 3/4. Oh, breaks himself, goes deep. Too deep, but avoids hitting the rear of Stu. That looked close, but lost momentum now uphill. 8/10 and couldn't get that exit speed all the way uphill now, losing even more in that run. So, but still within a second. We go back to, oh, we have a yellow flag situation happening. What happened? Oh, that is Taz parking it in the tunnel. And Devo, that gap to Couch under 2 seconds with the final 5 minutes of race, round number 2. That 30-minute race here in that Ford Focus ST. So under 2 seconds between P1, P2, a second between P3 and P4, and Dashi goes a bit too deep, or was it just lag? He's all over the place now. Oh, it looks like maybe that's a disconnect. I don't know. No, I think just a weird lag spike. He's still driving, but oof, that was a bit of a scary moment for me in the spectator mode. But was just a bit of a desync lag spike. He's back 1.2 seconds, still lost a little bit, so something happened, but still close there, and runs wide again. Not sure, this might be another penalty or that exit. Oh, he was just fine. He kept those left hand side tires just on the tire mark and got away with the track limits. Oh, Trelawney with a big moment into turn number 2 out of tunnel, and Dashi once again goes deep, too deep, was pushing too much. And was this like it for Dashi? P3 maybe out of reach now with that mistake. Ewok still in a lonely spot here. Taz Oh, and Captain with some problems out of the tunnel crashes and loses that position to Vivo. Oh, no, that was again that dreadful tunnel. You see, it maybe was a bit distracted by that yellow flags and then crashes into the barrier. But yeah, we've seen that so many times, and I've been like victim myself many times at this layout in those cars. But Captain under pressure half a second, and Stu right behind suddenly. And Stu with the better run, the exit. Final 2.5 minutes, so that's 2 more laps to go. And Captain now under serious pressure, Stu right behind, braking early, hoping for a good run. Also very wide again on the exit for Captain. Would it be another half a second? I'm not too sure. Maybe also just got away with it. So 2 minutes to go. That is 2 more laps now for the drivers. And again, the tunnel. They're scared now. Probably take it very easy. Early lifting off, keeping that car stable. Stu getting closer. Ovich as well. Now 3 cars, 7, 8, and 9th at the front. We have Couch racing. That's 2 more laps for the leaders with 1:30 crossing the line. Couch and Devo P1, P2, then 15 seconds to Trelancy in 3rd. This will be the final lap for Trelancy. He won't be able to get another one in, so final lap for Trelancy. Also final lap for Dashi. Evok in 5th. We have Vivo, then 6th, Captain, Ovich, and Stu. Oh, where's Stu? Suddenly 4 seconds behind. Did something happen again with the tunnel? Or somewhere else? It's also through the penalty and touches the wall. Doesn't feel that combination probably. Ovich lashing the lights once again, is happy. 6/10 that gap to Captain in P7. Final time through the tunnel for the drivers. Can they keep it clean? Bit deep for Ovich again, and Vivo as well had some troubles. Now the P6, the battle is on. 3 cars now fighting for P6, Vivo, Captain, and Ovich with the run. Let's see, they break. They go side by side into the hairpin. Ovich around the outside makes that move. Stick, nice move. Ovich up to P7. Captain in 8th, but will they get a good run uphill? It seems like they have slipped. Trelancy finished the race in 3rd, and Dashi in P4 by the looks here. Evok in P5, so we go to that bit. Vivo going defensive. Ovich with a better run around the outside, and Captain as well. So defensive line for Vivo. Ovich tries to hang it around the outside, loses the momentum. Maybe, I don't know. It's a run to the line for those 3 drivers. Ovich in P6, side by side with Vivo, and where's the room for Captain? Captain versus me? I have no clue, and it is Ovich, Captain, and Vivo with that run. Stu in P9 and Taz in 10th. Oh, Taz spin it early, too early. Taz, that's not the finish line. Oh, he's going reverse all the way. Look at that, doing a Sonic special. And then we have just the top 2. We had to watch that racing action in the mid-pack, and Couch racing with the W. And Devo kept them on as P2. Close finish for those 2 drivers. So, whoop. That's round 2 done. So we go to our timing results screen and let's get through the race result. Gr.B Couch Racing wins round number 2 as well with the fastest lap and pole position. That is no, there are no points for pole position. It's just fastest laps gets you an extra point. So again, getting maximum points out of round number 2, Devo, another P2 for Devo. Then Trelancy with a great podium in third after missing qualifying. Dashi in P4, a couple of mistakes, too many, maybe, to lose out on that podium. Evok then with a bit of a lonely race, not much involved into those battles, but kept it clean most of the time from what I could see. And then that crazy finish between Ovic, Captain and Vivo. Oh, the line Ovic with the run, and Captain using that slipstream. Vivo was leading up until the final turn on that final lap and got beaten by just a bit. And then in P9 and P10 we have Stu and Taz, the two TCR drivers. Alright, so that is round number 2 done. So sneak peek at round 3. We will be heading over to Blue Moon Bay, the speedway, and we'll be driving, or the drivers will be going for the infield A reverse layout next Tuesday here with the Rising Stars Season 3. Let's go back to that. So yeah, next Tuesday, same time, same place, round 3, Ford Focus ST, Blue Moon Bay Speedway, infield A reverse layout. That's it for this week already. We have a little bit of break in the other series as well. So no World Series, no Cup Series running on a Thursday. There will be a race on Friday, the Sonic Special, the Nissan Challenge Cup. Not sure what track and what car is it, but yeah, if you're bored on a Friday evening, late evening, join Sonic and the Nissan crew. And yeah, also next week a break for TEC. So yeah, next scheduled stream is in fact the Rising Stars in 1 week's time. Alright, thank you all, and see you around next time. Take care. Bye.